In the previous video, we talked about what will happen if people are given with two choices. As an example, we used Iowa and Sony cassette players. Sony was a cheap option, but it was lower quality than Iowa. Iowa, on the other hand, was a lot expensive, but the quality was awesome. We told you that it made people really uneasy to pick one option. Well, today we are going to answer to the question that was given in the previous YouTube video. If you want to see that, click here now. The main question that we gave in the last video was, what will happen if people are introduced with three options? So what will happen if inferior Iowa are introduced to people as well? Basically, you have Sony, inferior Iowa and Iowa, and you are a subject in this experiment. You have to choose one. Iowa is more expensive. Inferior Iowa, slightly cheaper, but the quality is the worst. And Sony is quite cheap and quality is lower, but if you compare it just with inferior Iowa, you are going to choose Sony. So, what are you going to choose? Researchers made an experiment about it, and the results were quite shocking. The presence of inferior Iowa pushed people to choose the original Iowa, like the most expensive product in them. And the question appears here, why did people do that? When you had only two options, original Iowa and Sony, you couldn't decide which one to pick because it was really hard for you to choose one because one was cheaper and one was expensive. So introducing inferior Iowa actually gave you an anchor. When you were comparing these three products, original Iowa is expensive, but if you compare it with the inferior Iowa, then you see that if you pay a little bit more price for original Iowa, then you're going to get a higher quality. That's what businesses do in real life to make you purchase their most expensive product. For example, if you want to watch a movie at the theaters, then the delicious snack you can bring with you for the movie or you can buy at the theater is popcorn. And the theaters are using three types of popcorn in them. It's a small size popcorn, middle size and the large size. The small size is quite cheap, amount of popcorn is quite low here, large size popcorn basket, and it's the most expensive. The middle size is a little bit cheaper than a large size popcorn. However, if you compare them, you see that for a small price difference, you can actually get more quantity of popcorn. That's how psychologically businesses sell you their product. If the medium-sized option wasn't available, then you were probably going to choose the smaller size popcorn because the small size popcorn will be enough for you. However, by adding the medium-sized, theaters are showing you that you are actually winning by paying a little bit more for a large basket. I have got a question. If you present people three options, a low quality, mid quality and high quality, you can actually make them to choose the one that you want them to buy. Is that an only strategy that businesses use so you can buy their best product? Well, that's, my friend, a topic for another video. Until that, exercise your brain cells. Have a nice day.